Leader of the Alberta Liberal Opposition.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Let's bring some reason to the House and stick to the real issue. The Conservative government is once again fending off accusations of improper election contribution because Alberta's election finance laws leave holes you could drive a truck through. The current rules do nothing to prevent large contributions to all leadership candidates in all political parties, from companies, unions, and wealthy individuals. To the Premier, what will the government do to update these laws and put an end to the sale of political influence for any political party to the highest bidder?
Thank you.
Honourable Member, we're all good up to the point of entering a political party at the end of your question. I'll ask the Minister of Justice if he wishes to comment.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I would point to this member, the very reason we're having the conversation today that we are about contributions gives proof the fact that the existing system works. We have a system of accountability and an existing system of disclosure. As indicated, though, Mr. Speaker, on the order paper, I will be introducing some election amendments in the next week or two, and we'll have that discussion at that time.
The Honourable Leader of the Liberal Opposition.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. We all agree that campaign disclosures is a good start, but it's only a start. Given that some disclosures have revealed offshore donations to PC leadership bids, the illegal campaign contributions, and now this massive $430,000 donation from one small group of individuals. Will the Premier commit today to true campaign finance reform by closing the gaping holes in electoral finance legislation, putting hard limits on election and leadership contributions?
The Honourable President of Treasury Board.
Well, thank you, Mr. Speaker. And I'm certain that the Honourable Member or Leader of the Liberal Party would consider that 22% of his entire 2008 election contributions were not from one individual, I would hope, because then that probably violates the law as well, Mr. Speaker, but that's indeed what happened. The party didn't see anything wrong with the way that their donations came in, nor did the Chief Electoral Officer. That's what we have today. I think the Minister has commented quite well on where we're going with that act. We will continue to cooperate with the Chief Electoral Officer, an officer of this Assembly, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable Leader, for your final supplemental.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The federal government tackled these issues years ago with the Federal Accountability Act. With respect to party leadership and campaign finance rules, will the Premier show true leadership and accountability by committing, at the very least, to take a look at these measures and draft a new Made in Alberta policy better than the Swiss cheese policy we currently have?
The Honourable Minister of Justice.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. And again, I think that we can debate these issues more when we have the Election Accountability Amendment Act on the floor here. I do believe the member may have some input there, and perhaps maybe he want to propose some amendments to any legislation that we have. And then on top of that, I will also indicate to him that we will follow as closely as possible the Chief Electoral Officer's recommendations, which I do look forward to receiving.